Hi, I'm Alan Tarr, Chief Content Officer of Write Like a Madman University, and I was just going over on a webinar with some of our clients the idea of how quickly these days you have to get into the head of your prospect. Think about this. Right now, the average attention span of an adult in our society is 8 seconds. Now, I don't know what it means to you, but I compare it with a goldfish where they actually have measured an attention span of a goldfish at 9 seconds. So the idea is to get that person to the aha moment as quickly as you can, usually within 7 or 8 seconds. Now, that aha moment means I want it. Oh, that's interesting. That's a benefit. I can get that. And once he gets that aha moment, you have his or her attention. Let me tell you a little story I shared with the people, and I think it's fairly apropos. It's about this man, Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns was a person who worked in Boston, and just about every day he walked down to his favorite restaurant for a bowl of chowder for lunch. He loved their chowder. And in fact, I've got the little coaster right here is, if you can see it, the Union Oyster House, the oldest restaurant in America. Anyway, Mr. Burns goes in, takes his usual table, and the waiter, who's been there for a long time, goes over and says, "Hello, Mr. Burns, how are you today?" He says, "I'm fine. Morris, how's the chowder?" He says, "Mr. Burns, what are you talking about? How's the chowder? The chowder's wonderful." He says, "Yes, but how's the chowder today?" I said, "Mr. Burns, the chowder's great. It's the chowder you've been eating for 30 years. It's the chowder I've been serving you for 30 years, 4 to 5 days a week. It's wonderful." And then you say, "Mr. Burns, well then, Morris, I think I'll have the chowder today." So the chowder's wonderful. He says, "But how is it today, Morris?" He says, "I had it for lunch myself. It's delicious." He says, "Morris, I think I'll have the chowder." So Morris goes into the kitchen. He brings him a bowl of the wonderful chowder they make there. And then Mr. Burns calls him over. "Morris." He says, "Yes, Mr. Burns." "Morris, taste the soup." He says, "What are you talking about? Taste the soup? Why would I want to taste your soup?" He said, "Taste the soup, Morris." He said, "I'm not going to taste your soup. I had it for lunch. It's delicious." "Morris, taste the soup." He says, "All right, I'll taste the soup. Give me a spoon." He says, "Aha." Now, Mr. Burns didn't know a thing about copywriting. He could have gotten down to the aha moment immediately by saying, "Morris, I don't have a spoon." But no, he went through all a bunch of rigmarole, and that's what you can't do as a copywriter. Get to the aha moment as quickly as you can. Thanks.